Imagine a temple older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge, built not by farmers, but by hunter-gatherers. 12,000 years ago, long before humans were supposed to even build cities. That is Göbekli Tepe, a discovery that forced historians to rewrite everything we thought we knew about civilization. For decades, Göbekli Tepe looked like nothing more than a mound of dirt in southeastern Turkey. Locals called it Potbelly Hill and used the land for farming. In 1963, a team of researchers from Istanbul University and the University of Chicago noted scattered flint tools and fragments of carved stone, but the site was largely ignored. It wasn't until 1994 that German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt took a closer look. Beneath the soil, he uncovered massive carved pillars arranged in circles some 20 feet tall and weighing up to 20 tons. It wasn't a village. It wasn't farmland. It was something far more astonishing, the oldest known temple on Earth. The greatest shock came when scientists realized who built it. At that time, humanity was still in the Stone Age. People hunted game, gathered wild plants, and lived in small groups. And yet here was monumental architecture, requiring organization, planning, and hundreds of workers. Göbekli Tepe flipped history upside down. Until then, scholars believed farming came first, and then temples, cities, and writing followed. But Göbekli Tepe suggested the opposite, that faith and ritual may have driven humans to gather, to cooperate, and eventually to settle. It implies that religion and community, not agriculture, were the spark that ignited civilization. The pillars of Göbekli Tepe are covered with carvings. Foxes leap across stone, vultures spread their wings, snakes coil, and lions prowl. These are not random decorations. Some believe the carvings represent spirits or gods. Others think they form a symbolic language, perhaps the earliest form of storytelling through art. One pillar even seems to depict a comet strike, linking the site to an ancient global catastrophe around 10,000 BC. Whatever the meaning, the carvings reveal a world where survival, myth, and belief were inseparable. Göbekli Tepe was more than a temple. It was a canvas of humanity's earliest imagination. Excavations at Göbekli Tepe are far from complete. Archaeologists believe only a small fraction of the site has been uncovered. Radar scans suggest dozens of additional circles may still be buried. Why was it abandoned? Why was it deliberately buried under tons of earth around 8000 BC? Was it a sacred site retired after centuries of use? Or was it hidden to protect its secrets? Today, Göbekli Tepe is open to visitors, but it remains a puzzle. Each discovery raises new questions, reminding us that human history is far older, stranger, and more spiritual than we ever imagined. Across the world, thousands of years later, another mysterious monument rose from the earth, not hidden beneath soil, but standing in open skies. A circle of stones aligned with the sun and stars. That monument is Stonehenge. On a windswept plain in England stands a circle of stones so massive, so precise, that they still defy explanation. Who built them? How were they moved? And why do they align perfectly with the sun and stars? This is Stonehenge, perhaps the most famous mystery of the ancient world. Stonehenge has never truly been lost, but for much of history, its meaning was forgotten. Its oldest stones were raised around 3000 BC, making it older than the pyramids of Giza. Medieval chroniclers thought giants had built it. Legends tied it to Merlin, the wizard of Arthurian myth. Archaeological digs in the 20th and 21st centuries finally revealed its true scale. Stonehenge was not just a circle of rocks. It was the center of a massive ceremonial landscape, with burial mounds, wooden temples, and processional roads stretching for miles. It was part of a larger ritual world. Stonehenge is more than architecture. It is astronomy carved in stone. At the summer solstice, the sun rises perfectly between the heel stone and the center of the circle. At the winter solstice, it sets along another axis. These alignments suggest Stonehenge was built with cosmic precision, possibly as a calendar or a sacred temple of the sun. Some archaeologists believe it was also a place of healing, a pilgrimage site where people sought cures under the stone's spiritual power. Whatever the truth, it proves the builders were not primitive. They were astronomers, engineers, and visionaries. The stones themselves are a mystery. the largest weigh over 40 tons. The smaller bluestones were brought from quarries in Wales, nearly 150 miles away. This was long before wheels, cranes, or advanced tools. How did Neolithic builders transport them across rivers, hills, and plains? Logs, sledges, and rafts may explain part of it, but even today, no one fully agrees. Stonehenge was not built overnight. It evolved over 1,500 years, showing that generation after generation devoted themselves to shaping it. But to what end? That question still lingers. Today, Stonehenge is one of the most visited heritage sites in the world. On solstices, thousands gather to watch the sun rise and set as it did for the ancients. Yet the site is fragile. Weathering, erosion, and mass tourism threaten its survival. Modern technology from 3D scans to ground-penetrating radar helps researchers uncover secrets without damaging the stones. Still, the deeper meaning of Stonehenge remains elusive. Perhaps that is its true power. It was never meant to give answers. It was built to inspire awe, to remind humanity of its place under the stars. Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge separated by continents and millennia, yet both built for the same reason, to connect humanity with something greater. One is the oldest known temple, hidden beneath earth. The other is the most enduring stone circle, standing tall beneath the sky. Both prove that even our earliest ancestors looked beyond survival to the mysteries of the cosmos, the divine, and eternity itself. They remind us that sometimes the greatest discoveries are not in the answers we find, but in the questions carved into stone. In the carved pillars of Göbekli Tepe and the standing stones of Stonehenge, we glimpse the earliest chapters of human imagination. These were not just structures of stone, they were declarations of belief, courage, and vision. They show us that even before cities, writing, or kingdoms, humanity sought something greater, connection to the heavens, to spirits, and to meaning beyond survival. Both sites prove that long before history was written in books, it was written in stone. Today, as we walk among their ruins, we are not just tourists, but witnesses to humanity's oldest questions. Why are we here? What lies beyond life? And how can we leave our mark on the world? Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge may never give us all the answers, but they continue to inspire wonder. They stand as silent teachers, reminding us that across ages and continents, humans have always reached for the eternal. These stones have stood for thousands of years, but their mysteries are still alive today. And the more we uncover, the more questions remain. If you want to keep exploring the world's greatest discoveries and forgotten wonders, make sure to stay with us. Subscribe, share this journey with others, and join the adventure as we reveal more secrets carved in stone, buried in ash, and hidden in time.